Well, all right, folks. I thought it might be kind of interesting to document my experience with StarLink. Um, if I was really on my game, I guess I would have started this process with opening the box and going through all that. I still do have the box. All right. Listen, there's not really too much to be said for opening the box. They did a great job of making it stupid simple. Now that being said, there's like I don't know 3 pictures with steps, and you know if you needed more information with that than that, you would probably struggle. But it's a beta, and I think that largely somebody who's a beta user is going to be kind of a well, I'll figure it out kind of person, so I'm not too upset with that. All right, so let's get into this. My initial experiences. Well, there's my initial experience of my dog, who has brought an inside bone outside. No big surprise there. First of all, let's just clarify who I am and where I live. I live in Oklahoma. I live out on this beautiful lake. I do have some internet options out here. I have a DSL option from a local telecom. It's 25 meg down, 5 meg up. It costs me about $100 a month. It comes with a wired phone line that I've never plugged in. Don't know my own phone number. Just don't need one more place for people to call me. My other option is 4G, and there's a number of providers out there now that are, yeah, I don't know, kind of gray market seeming, but you can get like AT&T Sims and T-Mobile Sims and use various types of 4G routers to connect. And I'm doing both of those things today. I work from home. I work in IT. And there's some towers over there on the other side of the lake, and there's towers way over there. But I actually have an AT&T sim, and if you look way up there, you can see a pad antenna that points across the lake. My 4G is a little less consistent. Sometimes I get as much as 50 or 60 megs down. But anyway, so I wanted to try this StarLink thing. Because the 50 and 60 megs down, that's pretty good, but sometimes I don't get that when the lake fills up with boaters. So before I got in the beta or the kit, I used the Check for Obstructions app, and I pointed my phone where I thought I was going to put the dish. And what I saw was clear sky, but what I didn't realize at that time was you need to tilt your phone in every single direction so you can see the shaded horizon. And I just didn't get that. But that's on me. Okay. Ordered the dish, came in, took a long time, but that's cool. And here it is. So the other part of this is, even once I figured out how to correctly use this, I find some really interesting inconsistencies. You know, I'll tilt around, and I'm facing, this is due west, so sometimes I'll tilt around and the tops of these trees are obstructions, just in the very, very corner of the Check for Obstructions kind of shaded app. Sometimes, most times they're not. Same thing with the top of that house, and ooh, that's bright. Go here, sorry, it's blocking the sun. And the top of my house. Now, pretty consistently down here, I'm pretty solid. What's happening here is I've got this downhill slope, so I'm actually I'm not even with those trees, but as tall as those trees are, they're not actually that much taller than my dish. And same thing for the trees over here. There's on the other side of that fence, there's kind of a cliff edge, and those trees are quite tall, but they're, you know, they start their life 30 or 40 feet down. So initially I was going to mount it on the side of the house over by the deck, and I just completely misunderstood the app, and that's just not going to work. So then I started looking for other solutions. The very best solution is the peak of that roof, I think. However, it's 3 floors from the ground, and it's a very steep roof, and I'm trying very hard not to have to get up there and hang my chest over the edge. So what I've taken is I've got a old like AT&T satellite dish mount for like, you know, DirecTV or something, and I've repurposed that. I bought the mount adapter here. I built myself some clamps to be able to put it around my fence pole, and I've gotten as far away from my house as I can. And Sometimes the app says there's no obstructions over here, sometimes it does. We'll just see what happens. I've been plugged into the internet now for, I don't know, 20 minutes. It's connected, so it didn't take long to find some satellites and connect. The other thing to mention here is there is a fixed cable over here. Yeah, this is like a Cat 6 shielded cable. It does PoE to have the motor that moves the satellite dish, so it's certainly not any kind of proprietary cable as far as I can see. It is definitely ruggedized and super shielded, very cool. But they put a fixed end on it. I don't know what their specs are for cable limitations, but generally speaking, if this is Ethernet, and it may very well not be, but it's usually 100 meters. This is a 100-foot cable. I had to go very far from my house. So the first thing I had to understand was, would I have obstructions out here? And then the second thing I had to understand was, am I going to be able to get back up to the house? It looks like I will. So we'll just kind of see if this works. So I've done that. That's how far I've gotten. I've taken it out. I've plugged it into the router. I put in the PoE. I've got the SSID up, and I've got some internet connectivity. And it's only been up 20 minutes. I don't know if it's going to improve or not. But at the moment, I'm getting between 25 and 40 meg down, and something significantly less than that up. And that's not that great. Certainly nothing compared to some of the big stories. You only hear about the best internet access online, but nothing near what I hear about where people are talking about, better than 50 meg, better than 80 meg, better than 100 meg, or various stories. It is Sunday morning. Utilization could be a concern. The system might need to learn satellite locations better. I don't know. It's a beta. We'll see. But that's where I'm at right now. Now, there is a function, once you're connected and connected to the internet, it's found satellites, where it can tell you if there are obstructions. But it takes 24 hours to tell you that. So here's my first kind of complaint, right? I'm not going to start putting holes in the wall until I know if this is where it's going to go in terms of bringing the router and the PoE inside my house. So for the next 24 hours, fortunately there's no rain in the forecast, on my patio is going to sit the router and the PoE injector. So, that's less than ideal. But I need to know if the trees or the house is going to get in my way. And the only way I'm going to find out is letting a 24-hour period go by and see what happens. So anyway, that's chapter 1, verse 1 of StarLink. It's all about location, and it might be harder to find a location than you think.